So we're looking at something that I happened to come across while looking through my backup files. Wildlife Tetris for MS-DOS. Conceived in 1993 by Felix Wu and released under a freeware license. Wildlife Tetris is nothing more than your basic run-of-the-mill game of Tetris, but with pictures of various wildlife in the background. Hence the name, Wildlife Tetris. Anyway, this is a very simple version of the game, by which I mean the minute you load up the game, the title screen boots up, and once it fades out, you begin the game proper. That's right, you have no options, no alternate modes of play, none of that stuff here. You type in WL Tetris on that DOS prompt, you admire the low-resolution pixelated title screen, you play your round of Tetris while admiring wildlife pictures until you top out, you type in your name if you achieve a high score, and you admire the high score, and you exit to DOS. So not only do you have no options on how you like to play the game, you're forced to exit once your game is terminated. That's rather harsh. In any case, the main goal of Wildlife Tetris is the same as any other version of Tetris that has existed since the dawn of time. Blocks are falling from the sky, you have to form complete lines in order to clear them away. Every 16 lines you clear, you move on up a level, as represented by a brief fade to black and a new picture in the background and slightly faster descent of your blocks. No surprises to be found here, nothing out of the ordinary. It's your usual brand of Tetris found anywhere in 1993. Controls fairly basic too, left and right arrows move your blocks in the appropriate direction, down arrow speeds its descent or sop drops the block. To rotate your piece, you press spacebar, and that's the extent of your control in Wildlife Tetris, and it works well enough. Not fantastic, not great, but still very much workable. No doubt there's one or two of you watching this and wondering how a game from 1993 with low quality wildlife images could have some awesome quality background music. Well, it doesn't. I added in the music myself. Reason being that Wildlife Tetris has no sound. No music, no MIDIs, no sound effects, not even a trace of PC speaker noise to be found. So I might as well find a CD or a radio or some other thing and play some music in the background while playing this game, because Wildlife Tetris just feels dead without any sound. As far as graphics go, Wildlife Tetris sports some low-resolution imagery of various wildlife, and it looks fine to an extent. The only real sticking point is in regards to images sporting a lot of orange, because this increases the likelihood of the orange blocks to blend with the background, and could surprise some folks into thinking there's nothing in a certain segment, but no, there's some orange blocks that just camouflage with the background image. And the blocks themselves are rather basic looking, so there's that. Overall, Wildlife Tetris is a fairly simplistic but otherwise competently made Tetris game, and by 1993 standards, it would have filled the need for a decent Tetris game just fine on the MS-DOS platform. Nowadays, there's a ton of Tetris variants and other puzzle games out there, and Wildlife Tetris doesn't have anything unique or worthwhile that makes it stand out from the pack. There's certainly nothing about Wildlife Tetris that merits trying to seek a copy down and running it on DOSBox or on the rare vintage and fully functional DOS-based computer system outside of Giddy Nostalgia. And Giddy Nostalgia is all this game has to go on for the most part. But if you have a tendency to dabble in ancient computer games for MS-DOS and you fancy a quick little game, then Wildlife Tetris is worthy of killing a few minutes.